Yo, 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 it's the Adam Smasher live from the multiverse. What's up, my P-Ros and Shiros? What's happening? Today, we have a special treat because I am supporting one of the local artists, OneTakeDrew. Now, it's amazing that me and this guy haven't crossed paths as he lives so close to me and I go to classes up in the campus near his hometown of Alexandria, Virginia regularly. But that's beside the point. He dropped his debut mixtape, Ventilation. I listened to it up and down, gave it a quick pass. So I figured I owe this guy a review. Let's get it. Alright, so, excuse my sister playing the viola in the background. But anyway, so, first thing I could say about this whole tape, before I get into my top 3 tracks, is the beat choices for this mixtape is supreme. They got that classy, a lot of good keys on the instrumentals. Shout out to his producers. I think he knows those guys personally because I saw like repeat like incomplete beats and a bunch of guys repeated Black Diamond beats. Yeah, I saw a bunch of repeat producers on his tracks, and that just proves he's got his what do you call it, acoustic sound taste at the ready, and I appreciate that. But a lot of artists like to hop around on a project. Now that can work in some cases, then again it cannot. But OneTakeDrew's found his it just proves that OneTakeDrew has a more of an ear for the sound of a whole project rather than just one track at a time. Because a lot of people like they take the track one beat at a time. It seems all over the place. It doesn't seem to have a whole theme. Now, I'm not knocking them for their craft. Some albums are really good for doing that random type of thing, like J. Cole, for instance. But I appreciate an album that has like a theme to it. Although a little variance doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay, as long as the artist is good. Now, getting on OneTakeDrew. So, my background on OneTakeDrew, I stumbled across this guy on Instagram. It was for the 4-Bar Friday hashtag. I was going through Instagram exploring, you know. And I think the 4-Bar Friday hashtag was filled up with all these random artists, you know. Half of them was good, half of them was kind of but OneTakeDrew really stood out to me when he did his verse. I just like the content, the conscious content he put out. And I think the 4-Bar Fridays related with Sway in the Morning. I'm not sure, but I'll have to double check that. But he really stood out to me, so I followed him. And turned out he was local, and I didn't know that. And I was surprised to hear another guy from VA, from DMV, you know. And he was Ethiopian. I found that out a little bit later. But that's what's up. That's what's up. I gotta visit Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and everything. I gotta visit your home country, OneTakeDrew. The women out there, I have a weakness for them. Always have, probably. I didn't know until I reached the Alexandria campus and started mixing it up with other kids. But anyway, that's beside the point. Back to the art. Back to the craft. Ventilation as a whole. My top 3 tracks would have to be Ventilation, 6 Shots to Outro. That's my top of the top 3. And then Fantasy. Okay, and here's why. So 6 Shots to Outro. It's odd that I would choose that an outro would stand out the most to me. Now keep in mind, this was a very good mixtape. And I know I say that a lot for all the mixtapes I review them, otherwise I wouldn't be reviewing them. But this one in particular was hard to choose. It was hard. I really had to get down to decide to eliminate. I had like 4 or 5 top choices, but I needed top 3. So I had to really sit down to eliminate a couple. Now, what separated 6 Shots from everything else was, first of all, the beat choice. All the beat choices are dope. But this beat here mixed well with the flow. It mixed the best with the flow. Like his flow was kept on beat. And he broke it up. He broke it up with some messages to his fans that not only just were a general message, but concluded his whole piece of work, why it took him so long, and it gave us a hint of what he's gonna do in the future. So breaking it up with a message in between each verse showed a little versatility, which is cool. And then it gets back to the rapping, and then the beat sample. I know that beat sample. It's I can't put my finger on it now, but I know a lot of artists like Loaf Music, a couple other guys, they've used that sample in different beats. Is it a Fuji sample? I'm not sure. I'll have to get at OneTakeDrew, but that is my my top pick. The second choice would have to be Ventilation, because of course that is the name of the tape, and I'm glad to see that that name was also a track as well. And also love the beat choice, love the keys on the beat. See, it's kind of a tie between Ventilation and Fantasy, but Ventilation, he was just coming. It seemed like he was, as far as a theme, this one varied the most to me. It seemed like he was just switching subject to subject, just getting stuff off his chest, hence the accurate title, Ventilation. So yeah. And as for Fantasy, it's his a view into his aspirations of being a successful artist, and that's good. Every artist, I think, in my opinion, should have that. All the artists I reviewed in this series have that, and this track is the one for OneTakeDrew, if you don't mind the pun there. Anyway, so how do I feel of this tape as a whole? I know I kind of went off a tangent in the beginning, but how do I think this compares to as a debut mixtape? I think it is superb for the producers. Shout out to producers again. I love the producers on this beat because this is my type of style. I'm a jazz pianist and I rap a little bit on the side, and I can really appreciate people who know what they're doing with a keyboard. So I appreciate the beats, first of all. Second of all, overall theme well put together. Especially with the intro called Missed Calls. I like that as well. It definitely made up for the time that it took him to put it out, because it had been a while since I heard something from him. I looked on his SoundCloud when I first discovered him. All his old tracks had been up there for a minute, and then I came to follow him kind of in the middle of a big gap, and I stated that this was worth the wait. See, overall, I think this is him not only breaking himself into the game, but making sure his fans know that his time, he puts effort into it. He did a little little auto-tune type of thing in some of the tracks. I forget some of the names, but that was good. He made sure that his production was good. He made sure he was on beat. A lot of rappers nowadays are so interested in putting out content, they don't take time to make it each individual album or project a masterpiece. And OneTakeDrew, I can appreciate the time, beat choice, his flow being on beat, his subject matter, him getting a lot off his chest, him appreciating the fans who've been with him. This one he put a lot of effort into. And let me be honest, I listen to so many underground artists. That's why I don't listen to radio no more. I listen to so many underground artists that I can tell right away if an artist didn't put a lot of time into it, including myself. Like, some of my old tracks, I need to remaster those, or just kick them under the curb altogether. I've deleted tracks before, but this project, Ventilation, is a good way to break yourself into the game. I just hope OneTakeDrew can keep it up. Hopefully I'll get to meet this man. We should organize a meetup, OneTakeDrew, if you're listening. Yeah. Ventilation. Okay. I know I didn't give ratings for the other projects I reviewed, but this one, because I'm from the VA, I'm gonna be a little biased. I put this as a top tier project that's come out this year from underground artists that I reviewed. So, do I put this over 6 seconds? No, I'm not gonna compare these artists because they're all great. But this has been a top. It's a good way to end the year. How about that? It's a good way to end the year. One Take Mob all day. This is the Adam Smash. I'm grateful for another artist from VA, because we don't get a lot of buzz out here. Like, a lot of artists really aren't doing big things out here. Like, we got some people in the rap battle scene, but we don't got any people really doing it. And also, congratulations to OneTakeDrew from back in the day getting that interview on Sway in the Morning. I know we mentioned that in the tape as well. Make sure y'all check out this tape. Link to it, his SoundCloud, and the tape will be in the description. I don't know why I can't speak today. Final exams and all that. But link to his tape will be in the description. Link to his social media will be in the description. Make sure you follow OneTakeDrew. Make sure you go get that tape. And this is the Adam Smasher, live from the multiverse. I'm out.